I love shiny hunting, and nowadays my favorite way to hunt is through Pokemon Legends Arceus. Due to the insane amount of spawns in this game, shinies spawn everywhere. While at first I was complacent with finding any shiny, that all changed with one Pokemon. Meet Goomy. Originally, I was pretty indifferent on this Pokemon, and that was about up until the point where my brother really started to like Pokemon. From the first time he ever saw Goomy, he just instantly knew that that was his favorite Pokemon. This all naturally leads to me wanting to find a shining Goomy. While I found one in Pokemon Violet, I could never quite find one in Legends. I searched over and over, catching every Goomy to be seen at both the Crimson Muirlands and the Coronet Highlands. That was until I actually did. Not only had I finally found Goomy, it was also an alpha. While the alphas are not that much different than the originals, part of me wanted more. So I set out on a plan. How fast could I catch 10 shiny alpha Pokemon? There were a few rules I laid out before starting. I wanted at least 2 of these shinies to be static overworld counters to add some kind of variety within this challenge. I also want 4 of the following to be shiny. These are Sylveon, Gliscor, Zoroark, Samurott, Decidueye, Infernape, Empoleon, Torterra, Roserade, Ninetales, and finally, any of the new Hisuian variants. This leaves the other 4 to be whatever they want, but I'ma hope they're cool. My first objective in this challenge was to find one of the Pokemon that I actually wanted. To do this, I decided to use our main method that we'll probably use throughout the whole challenge. Legends Arceus have these special events that sometimes spawn called massive mass outbreaks. Here, many different outbreaks will form all over whichever area that you are exploring. These outbreaks are key to shiny hunting in this game, as they can bring your odds from 1 in 819 all the way down to 1 in 241. Massive mass outbreaks also feature another mechanic that is insanely important for this specific challenge. See, sometimes after catching all the Pokemon present within an outbreak, a new horde of Pokemon will spawn after. This next batch of Pokemon will either be an evolution or an alpha version of that original Pokemon. This can make getting shiny alpha Pokemon a lot easier, as you can hunt them with that 1 in 241 odds. My goal was to force these until I could eventually find a Pokemon that I was actually looking for, and after just a little bit of time, I finally did.
Oh my god.
Zorua is a Pokemon normally native only to the Alabaster Icelands, and even then only has 1 spawn. This can make the Pokemon extremely difficult to be shiny in the first place. Although I did find the outbreak, finding the shiny won't be the easiest thing in the world, however. See, resetting outbreaks in this game is different from your normal Pokemon game. Here you use the Rotom Labs permutation sheet and follow what it tells you to do. This sheet gives you a list of things to do in a variety of different orders in order to reroll the shiny chance on that second variety of Pokemon. With that being said, I started doing permutation after permutation until I finally found it.
Shiny Zorua! Shiny Alpha Zorua! It's real! Yes! Let's go!
Zoroark was found on the 23rd permutation and checks off the first Pokemon for this challenge. Following this, I was a bit unsure of what I wanted to do next. So my solution to this was just to continue to do more outbreaks. Although I kept trying, I couldn't quite find anything. Is that a shiny Stunky on no permutations? What? I fully expected this to just end up being a Skuntank outbreak, but not only was an alpha, it was also shiny. Well, this Pokemon wasn't exactly one I super wanted. I will happily slot it into one of the 4 extra spots. Also, he is staying a Stunky. I mean, look at the little guy. Aww. The next 2 shinies will be a bit different than the previous 2. I decided that I want to go home for the weekend, but that didn't stop the shiny hunting. I hunted for about 5 hours over the weekend and ended up finding an Alpha Galbite outbreak, which, on my 15th permutation, I found it. Shiny Gabite! Like Stunky, Gabite wasn't a Pokemon that I super wanted, but I will happily slot it into the extra category. Also, I'm not evolving this one either, because tell me the difference between a normal and a shiny Garchomp. Exactly. After finding Gabite, I decided to run around for a bit longer before stopping for the night, and that turned out to be a really good decision. The thing is, I might have messed up the footage, so we're all gonna pretend that there's a sparkle there, okay? Look, it's there. There's a sparkle there. Adding these 2 shinies to the list puts us at 4 out of the 10 shinies we need in under 10 hours, which I'm overall pretty happy with. Also, getting the Graveler here is amazing because we are able to knock off one of the 2 static encounters that we need, even though he does look like. Arriving back home, I decided that it was time to lock in and finish the challenge. So obviously that means I didn't find another shiny for 7 hours. I finally found an Alpha Haunter outbreak, but I thought maybe before I hunt this, just let me look around for a little bit first. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shiny Hisuian Lilligant. I was so excited to find Hisuian Lilligant. Not only was it one of the shinies I needed, I had never actually seen the shiny before. While it's not my favorite of the Hisuian variants, I still really liked it and will gladly mark it into the needed category, finishing not only half of that category, but the entire challenge as well. Since Lilligant took a bit of time, I really wanted to find the next shiny quickly to make up for that lost time. Around 30 minutes later, I found an Alpha Rhydon outbreak and decided that that would be my next target. While most of the other outbreak shinies have taken at least an hour minimum to find, this one I might have gotten a bit luckier. Oh! Third permutation! Hell yes! Rhydon Nevroperior checks off another Pokemon on the extra list, leaving us only one spot left in that category. While this is going to be a problem, I did have a bigger problem on my hands. See, every shiny I found throughout this video has been in the Obsidian Fieldlands, Crimson Mirelands, or the Coronet Highland. While this isn't necessarily a problem, I wanted a bit more variety in this challenge. So I made a goal for these next couple of shinies to be either in the Cobalt Coastlands or the Alabaster Icelands. While this was my goal, it was not an easy goal to achieve. I hunted in these locations for the next several hours, could not find anything. I'm convinced I had a faulty patch of this game because no matter what I did, I wouldn't even get a normal shiny. This many hours of grinding might have taken a toll on me, so I decided to check out another area just for a change of scenery. Yeah, what you expected happened. Dude, no way. I mean, I guess it's another one, but dude, this sucks. Krogunk, who has now grown into a Toxicroak, is our 7th shiny in this challenge. Surprisingly though, this is by far the most rare shiny I found throughout the whole challenge. This Krogunk is special by the fact that it's never supposed to be an alpha. See, any given Pokemon has a chance to be an alpha in this game, but the fact that this one's also a shiny Pokemon is just extremely unlikely. The odds for a Pokemon to be a random alpha in this game is around 1 in 50 to 1 in 500, give or take, depending on the Pokemon and location and other stuff. But if you pair this one with the random shiny odds of 1 in 819, the numbers shoot up drastically. This decreases your odds of finding one to 1 in 40,950, all the way to 1 in 409,500. What's even crazier about this is technically the second one of these I found throughout the whole challenge, as Gumi also had these same odds, so the fact that I found 2 in a span of under 3 months is mind-boggling to me. But now that that's finally done, I can slot in my last shiny to the extra category. Moving on, I remembered I still haven't dealt with the whole areas issue yet, so I decided that was going to be my first priority. Finally, about 4 hours after I found Toxicroak, I was able to find my next hunt. Other than Zoroark, Arcanine was probably by far my new favorite shiny of the Hisuian variants. So once I found this Alpha Growlithe outbreak, I just knew it was the right choice for the next Pokemon. And lucky enough for me, I didn't have to wait too long to see it. My mic was muted. No. All right. Well, that puts us at 8.
Nice throw.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. Well, this is awkward. No, this is big. This is big. Puts us at 8. My mic was muted. That's awesome. That's that's awesome. Growlithe was found on the 9th permutation, and after being evolved into Arcanine, checks off our 8th Pokemon for this challenge. For the second to last hunt of this challenge, I knew I needed to head to the Alabaster Icelands, which I pretty quickly decided on my next target, or targets rather. See, I decided that my target for this area would be any of the static Pokemon that spawn in this area. Due to me already owning the Shiny Charm, the base odds for this hunt are 1 in 819. I can increase these odds to 1 in 585 by perfecting the Dex entry for that specific Pokemon. While I probably should have done this for every single static encounter in the Icelands, I didn't want to do all that. My compromise for this was doing a couple of these that I would prefer to get over others. So these 5 Pokemon will have the increased 1 in 585 odds, while the rest of the spawns in this area will have the normal 1 in 819 odds. So knowing all this, I finally began my hunt. I decided to dedicate my entire Saturday to finding this shiny. Time continued to come and go throughout the day with still no shiny found. As we approached the end of the day, I thought maybe I was out of luck and I'd give it my best shot tomorrow. But on one of my final encounters, this happened. Oh my god! Oh! I finally got it! Oh, it's so pretty! Let's go! Of the 5 perfected Dex entries I did, the one I wanted the most by far was Frostlance. So I was happy to slot this in for my final static encounter. This only leaves 1 Pokemon left for this challenge, and I decided to leave it on the Pokemon that I thought only made the most sense. And that Pokemon, of course, being Ninetales. Ever since I was a little kid, I have always loved this Pokemon. I've also always loved this Pokemon shiny, but I've somehow never had it in any game I've played before. Well, I could have just done a massive mass outbreak, probably found this Ninetales decently quickly. That's not how I wanted to end this challenge. Instead, I opted to reset for the Alpha Ninetales that spawns near the Molten Arena in the Cobalt Coastlands. This does mean I'm doing another static encounter, but due to this only being one Pokemon and the ability to do resets decently quickly, I thought this wouldn't take too long. So with a completed dex entry to increase my odds, I began my final shiny hunt for this challenge. Much like the last hunt, I dedicated an entire day to this. However, this time I wasn't as lucky. I spent about 7 hours hunting this day and wasn't able to find anything, so I just gave up for the night. But I woke up the next morning determined to find this shiny, and after about 2 hours, I actually did. Oh! Shiny Ninetales! Oh, it looks so fucking good. I'm so happy I saved this for last. That's under odds. By like 20. By only 20 encounters. It is under odds though. Ninetales is our last and final shiny of this challenge, and I couldn't be happier. While it wasn't an insanely difficult challenge or anything, it's something I've really wanted to do for a long time. Don't get me wrong, this isn't the most rare or cool set of Pokemon of all time. That being said though, I'm really happy to have this mini Pokemon collection going in probably my favorite Pokemon game of all time. Okay, wordy stuff out of the way. Shameless plug time. It's time for the shameless plug. If you did enjoy watching, please consider subscribing. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. Yes, me. And like and comment or what everyone else says. I don't know. This is my second video. I don't know what you want from me. Okay, I'll leave now. Bye. Bye. Have fun. Bye. Bye. I'll see you next time. I hope you like Mario Kart. Bye. Bye now.